I've heard The Martian's really good. Taylor, did you read that? The Martian?
I did. I really enjoyed it. It was it would be a good one on audiobook as well because of the way it's written. It's like by journal entries. And so as long as they have a good person reading it, which, I mean, audiobooks have been around long enough now that I'm sure they have like a contingent of people.
Oh, don't you want Matt Damon?
No.
Mm-mm.
No, I do not want to listen to Matt Damon read that. I'd much rather.
You don't like
I
Matt
prefer
Damon?
the guy from.
I would pay $100
Is it because
extra.
he's a liberal?
I would pay $100
No, I'm not that big a
extra.
fan of Matt Damon.
Because he's a liberal. That's it.
No, I don't. He's one of those actors that I don't like very much. That everybody seems to like, and I've never seen a movie where he just blew me away. Even Good Will Hunting.
Teachers unions? Is it because he likes teachers unions?
You nailed me on it. That's what it is. No, it's that even like when he was delivering those huge speeches in Good Will Hunting, I still like when Robin Williams was given his side in that movie, I was like, oh Jesus, like this is incredible. I was not as compelled by Matt Damon. So I don't know. And maybe I'm influenced by Team America World Police, where they really just really tore him apart.
Matt Damon.
You know, he wasn't supposed to be retarded in that. Do you know the story?
Yeah, the puppet came out looking retarded, so they just kept him
They just
retarded.
rolled with it.
Well, we don't have extra puppet budget just laying around. You know? That's going to cost dozens of dollars. You know?
Damon. So Matt Damon's in that new Chinese-produced movie. Have you heard about that?
No.
So I think it's going to be the most expensive or biggest movie China's ever made. But they got Matt Damon to play like, the main character. And I think the premise has it's something like, the Great Wall of China can be seen from outer space. It stretches over 4,000 miles. That's not true. What were they trying to keep out this summer? Matt Damon. And it's just like, and you just see these flashes of like
the Mongolian. Yeah.
No, it's not Mongolian. See, that's what you think, right? And I was like, oh shit, the Mongolians are coming. No, it's monsters. It's fucking monsters. It's dragons, I think. It looked like, you know how the Chinese have those parades where they've got like that fake dragon they're bouncing up over their heads going down there? It looked like those, but CGI and supposed to be real. So I'm pretty sure Matt Damon is going to be like Jon Snow on the wall, like hold while they fight these like mythical Chinese dragons.
And these like slow paper dragons just kind of listlessly move
like,
over the wall.
Oh, they're not paper. They're actual dragons. They just look like those silly long ones that are more like snakes with lion heads than anything. But I'm going to watch that. That looks like it's going to be pretty good. And I don't understand how they call it racist, because it's not like it's an American movie about Chinese people with a white guy. It's a Chinese movie, and they were like, "Let's get Matt Damon. Let's get him." like they could have picked. They could have picked the Chinese guy.
I mean, it was clearly a business move where they're like, a lot more people will watch this if we pick, I don't know, an actor from the biggest cultural exporter on the planet that's well known. How about Matt Damon? I always get Matt Damon and Ben Affleck mixed up. Matt Damon. Like, that's why they did it. Like, just like, I'm sure they have like a great Chinese actor there that could have done fine. It's just why
they paid him a shitload of money, from what I understand.
Probably our money. Yeah, they're just
interest they made off of us to pay Matt Damon.
Yeah.
But I want to see it. I like Matt Damon. I really liked him in The Martian, and I guess I liked him in the Bourne movies. I like that stuff. So I although like something about that Team America really did poison me against him and made me think, like, always like double check, like when I see him say something, like, is he retarded?
Yeah.
is he showing any signs of mental retardation? Like it, for some reason it got in my head. I didn't know it was the puppet until like 3 years ago when it was like got on the internet that it was the puppet. I used to think that maybe there was just something wrong with Matt Damon, and Trey Parker and Matt Stone just knew it. The guys from South Park just knew that Matt Damon's kind of slow-witted, and it's not like I'm in the know. I wouldn't know, so I always just assumed he really was a dumb guy.
Yeah, if there is a movie that I really liked him in, even like The Martian, I really, really liked that movie, but he was not the selling point of the movie to me at all. Like, it wasn't like, oh man, Matt Damon's performance was just stellar. It was good, but he did not steal the show for me.
I liked McConaughey better in Interstellar. I liked his performance better, and I might have even enjoyed that movie more. I don't know. Some movies are really good on a rewatching. The Martian was one of them. I liked The Martian the second time through, even though I know what's going to happen. It's still suspenseful when he like Iron Man gloves his way through space and he gets all squirrely and they're like, that one scene where you see them like, you know, they're spinning with the rope and they're building the centrifugal force as they spin and you're like, oh no, we were okay, but now in my head I'm like, that's a lot of centrifugal force. If they let go, he's just flung out into space and there's no way to get him back. Space is such a scary fucking concept. Yeah. The idea of being weightless. Like at first you think that's a cool thing. Like, yeah, I'll float. But no, like there's nothing to hold you down anymore. All it takes now is somebody to fucking deck you and you just go. Unless you've got some sort of jetpack that doesn't exist. I think NASA should fund more missions to Jupiter. Mm-hmm.
Maybe SpaceX could help out.
Is this what happens when I'm gone? Just
private corporations will never be able to explore the solar system on such a grand scale.
Yeah, we've been doing this for the last 6 minutes.
I don't believe you.
No, of course not. Even we couldn't enjoy it for that long. Anyway, yeah, we were just talking about The Martian and Matt Damon and how that movie was great, but he did not steal the show for me at all. But
really,
anyway,
I enjoyed
it.
Like
yeah, Pete.
The book with the book/script was written with a certain like sarcasticness to it, and I thought Matt Damon did it justice. Like the line about being a space pirate, is that what it was?
Yes.
But it wasn't space pirate. It was like international maritime space pirate or something like that. And I was like, it's kind of cool.
When I was reading it, I pictured more like Edward Norton playing that part. Maybe that's because I really, really... Have you ever seen Moon?
Yes.
Moon with Edward Norton, where he's basically... I won't give anything away because that's one that I recommend highly to everyone. But he was incredible in Moon. And I don't know, maybe it's just that space bias that I have now.
Where like he replaces himself every 6 months or something like that?
It was not.
Am I on the right track?
It's kind of like the right track-ish, but I don't want to give anything else away. But yeah, you're thinking of the right movie, where he's up there in the space station and he's in charge of like excavating different areas of the moon and researching things and keeping track of samples and speaking back to his family on Earth and whatnot. But
I've read that Ed Norton's a real dick and he's hard to work with.
I've read that several times. Yeah.
I don't really mind.
Which is why he would be good for a movie like The Martian, because they just no one has to interact with this motherfucker. He's just out there on his own the whole time. I like him a lot as an actor too. So it kind of feels like he was the original Hulk. The Marvel had him as the Hulk, but he couldn't play nice, so they stick Mark Ruffalo in there, who is at least as good of an actor, which is really saying something, because I think a lot of Ed Norton, but Ruffalo does a really good job, and I like him in that role now. I guess it's his.
Yeah, I don't know enough about Ruffalo, like his other stuff, to know how much I like him, because I've only really seen him when he's the Hulk. What else is he in? Like, what's another big movie Mark Ruffalo's in?
I don't think I could name off the top of my head, but I've seen him before.